Hi there, it's Wendy, and I'm excited to share with you part 3 of how to network as an introvert. We'll start with a story, the basics as to why you would want to network even in the first place. I know it has a stigma, especially among introverts who really don't thrive in large environments. However, there's a way to get around that. When you realize the value of what you have to offer and how the world needs your voice, it needs your take on things, it needs your opinion, and it needs your skills, you can really open yourself to more possibilities. And when you do that, then there are more people that you can help in the world with your particular skills, voice, and drive. Knowing that about yourself, which if you don't already know, then go ahead and read Susan Cain's book on introversion. It's spelled C-A-I-N, that's her last name. You need to know that about yourself, and then you can realize the value of networking, because it's not just a bunch of people, giving spiels. It's a bunch of people who are actively trying to connect to make the world a better place. That is what networking now means to me, and I've seen it work too. So let me share with you one of my accidental lessons on how to introvert. Sorry, you already know that part. How to network as an introvert. Here's a story that happened recently. I was in a very large group. It happened to be mainly of women, but it really wouldn't have mattered to me if it were men and women. And I know this about myself. I learn best when I interact with the professor, the teacher, whatever. It's always been who I am. So I use that to my advantage in a large setting. It was actually not a networking event. It was a class within a networking event, so it wasn't like networking time. But we were all there to learn things. So, the guy asked for a volunteer. I stuck up my hand because I really love to be involved. And I didn't know anybody in the room, so it really didn't matter. It was very freeing to kind of not know anyone, so that's the way you can leverage your introversion. He actually ended up saying, "All right, I have an experiment for you." And he brought me to the very middle of the room, which was terrifying, but hold on. He asked me to, he was trying to demonstrate risk, and so I did some sunflower seed spitting. At different distances across the room. And there was this one time where I guess the aerodynamicity of the seed was just right. But boy howdy, I was excited. I shot that thing way farther than the guy thought I could. And the rest of the room even went, whoa. It was one of those moments. But even if that had not happened during this event, I still would have had, I would say, the 15 people that came up to me after the class to introduce themselves to me in this way. Wow, you can really spit sunflower seeds. You see, they were actually using that event, which was a shared event in our class there, to make a connection. And if you think about it, everybody wants to have a reason, some easy reason to approach you, which is why I have the other lessons, lesson number 1 and number 2 that you can also watch. But this was a very easy way for people to approach. It started the conversation on a laugh. It was fantastic. So my accidental lesson for you is not go get sunflower seeds, but it is to be a volunteer in a large setting, especially where you don't know someone. If you do know people, do it the same way. Like, be the volunteer. That way, you think of, those are 15 people I did not have to approach. I was so grateful that I was just introduced to people just as a matter of fact. So I hope this helps you. If it helps you, feel free to share, feel free to laugh, and if you'd like to, you can subscribe. I'm sure I'll have many, many more accidental lessons.